January 2nd, 2023. I've been where I've been staying for the last little while due to unfortunate circumstances, and it turns out that I have a sort of work trade for groceries, etc., by painting miniatures. I've already done a little short on like the Emperor figure. The person actually enjoys collecting Star Wars Legion. But I also have about 36 hours to try to actually complete everything. This is a point of honor and pride, and also proper benevolence, really. I mean, why frustrate people with incomplete projects that you're doing for them that are there for their enjoyment? So, I started that, Dewback here a while back, and I got ambitious. If you look over there on that cardboard, I've got different kinds of flocks, the stuff you put on bases. The experiment actually shown that for the color sensitivity I want and texture, snow flocking on a PVA white glue base gives the smoothest feel. I'm going to be going for colors that are intense contrast between sunset and shadow on this beast. It's going to be a hard one. I also have 4 Wookies that have been primed and washed, meaning that dark ink has been applied, or similar substance. That sounds bad. Over there, those are basically just like tedious. They're train pieces for Star Wars, mostly dry brushing. I just have to do it. It's like, I understand the virtue of airbrushes at this point. That's the big one. Nolzur's miniatures, Falling Star, or Falling Star? Ship, unpainted. Currently zenithal primed. Those are the pre-made deck plans that I find abhorrent. I'm going to at least try to get them scanned onto a printer and come up with a false veneer, I guess, of something closer to the color scheme. The current color scheme as it stands is actually in large part what I'm going for. You probably can't see it. I've done a very, very faint wash of light blue, may be barely perceptible. And yeah, you're probably not going to see it on this image. That's an undercoat to try to get a ghostly look. This is not supposed to be a happy luxury thing. I'm behind on zenithal priming everything. The sails, if you actually look up the Falling Star ship on any other videos, people talk about like the problems with like priming them. You can't spray prime them, whatever. But because I'm doing this as hopefully in goodwill, as opposed to like any profit motive, really. I'm hard with profits. I've been making a point of filling in the lines, and there's a neat little point here that gets into the philosophy of it. Okay, skip the step? No. Choose to do the step? Yes. In the case of sails, only for the top part. Why? Because the bottom crack seam that I've been filling is not that's not visible on the sails. I wish I had a proper GoPro or head mount for this, or a fixed one, but hey, things are that weird. So what I've been doing is, with each of these spars, I've been squeezing a small amount of Vallejo plastic putty. It's basically a marble powder in compound, and it's really, really fragile when you first put it on, so it's like a very much cream. I've been applying it as a line, and then saturating the end of this makeup sponge and doing a motion across the seams that I don't want to have visible, and also spackling a little bit. Focus in. The wood on a sailing ship is very, very, or traditionally was, extremely well chosen, extremely straight, etc. I get the benefit with this particular project that I'm trying to make it look a bit like a ghost ship. One that's possibly I might knock a hole in the hull or something, just to say like, hey, this shouldn't be floating. This means that on the corrections for the spars, the rails, etc., I have a great advantage. I just need it to be roughened, but still look like there's a wood grain and a definite like progression. Because the wood was originally, for a good ship, especially of that class, to 34 inches, so that would make it in 25mm scale. 17 times 6. Yeah, about 105 feet. Or if you're using, yeah, about 105 feet. That's a decent sized boat. So, I'm going to continue on. I can't really show everything that I'm painting, but this part, it's the spec, and the concept of it being good intention. Basically, at this point, I can look at this as, okay, maybe the guy will take it along on his show route, whatever, or any of these pieces. But the idea is, aside from gaming, because they're not for gaming, he doesn't game, and I'm not going to be using them, the aim is to make them be something in the environment that will make someone happier, more engaged, be novel, you know. So it's like, okay, for people who never even see them, like say, who wouldn't give a rat's ass about a group of Wookiees, if I can do the right effect, it catches someone's eye and just like lets them read into that little three-dimensional space something that's larger and life-size. Yeah, that's social engineering. That's one of the things about why people should do crafts, but also do them consciously of their place in the world. I will do little additions to this, but I don't want this to be like an hour long. My tablet can't take that. And really, it's kind of boring to watch. But yeah. A little stream of the plastic putty. Dab, marks. And I'm not going to talk about what I think I might do with this ship. But it gives me a lot more leeway to not deal with the mold lines and make it look really cool, I hope. Yeah. Intermission. And the music right now is Benja, Primitive Encounters album. Track is Harvest from ectoplasm.com. Creative Commons. If you hear in the background that I don't actually put a little blurb in, it's still going to be Creative Commons. Almost all of it from ectoplasm.com. Not a sponsor, just good music.